Welcome back, esteemed viewers, to the Melasoft channel. We are thrilled to have you join us today for what we believe is one of the most important and critical topics in the Middle East, tax and finance right now. The upcoming e-invoicing system in the United Arab Emirates. This shift is more than just a tax update. It's a foundational change for how business is done in the whole region. I am Mohamed, and I am joined by my colleague Moritz. So Moritz, great to have you on the program.
Yeah, thank you, Mohamed. It's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, the energy around this topic is like huge. Everybody knows the UAE is aggressively positioning itself as a global hub for finance, logistics, and technology. And this isn't just a local initiative, it's a part of a global strategy. So digitalization is the engine of that shift, and e-invoicing, specifically the continuous transaction control, CTC for short, mechanism is one of the key pillars supporting the UAE's economic diversification and digital government vision.
Yeah, that's a great way to frame it. It's a global strategy, and when you consider the UAE's incredibly high trade volume, its central geographic position, and its international partnerships, the country simply must have the highest level of transparency and the most efficient processes possible. So, Moritz, let's start by actually looking at the official objectives of this massive undertaking.
Yes. Yeah. Before we do that, I think we should. I prepare a presentation about Melasoft. So the viewers watching, maybe you know already a bit about Melasoft, but I think we can. Yeah, I can show you and present what we do and how we can support your business in the UAE. So
Perfect.
let me just quickly share my screen. So yeah. Yes, 1 second. Now I can't find the presentation. There it is. Now you should be able to see it also when yeah. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so Melasoft, who are we? So we were founded in 2013 and have our headquarters in Frankfurt, Germany. We have 75 plus employees around the world. We have 4 offices. We have operations in 30 plus countries. As you can see on the map, we are pretty international. We have 100 plus multinational clients and are a SAP Silver partner, and as well a Peppol certified access point. And if you look at our services and products, you can see we work a lot with SAP. We have an SAP integration service, SAP module consultancy, so logistics, finance, and so on. SAP project management as well, custom application development. So for example, vendor invoice management, smart banking applications. And we also do outsourcing of consultancy. And then, of course, the most important part for this is the e-compliance products, e-invoicing for the UAE, which we'll talk about today and how everything is going to change. Yeah, here's a table of where we offer and what services we have offered in countries. So you can see in the e-invoicing column, we have a lot of countries where we offer e-invoicing. We also have e-transport in countries like Georgia, Hungary, and so on. And VAT reporting is in, for example, Austria. What we have more, Italy, and inflation accounting as well. That's for Turkey, and virtual warehouse, that's for Kazakhstan. Yeah, and I added this part in the presentation. I don't know how many of you know exactly what an e-invoice is, so I thought I will talk about it quickly. So what is an electronic invoice? Yes, an electronic invoice is an invoice that is issued, transmitted, and received between supplier and buyer in a structured data format. And so that format enables the invoice to be processed automatically and electronically. So it's digitization, efficiency, minimizes VAT leakage, economic contribution, security, simplifying compliance, and so on. Mohammed, you maybe want to talk about the e-invoicing in UAE?
Yeah, sure. We can. We can give a quick overview. If you can go to the next slide. So first of all, we have a timeline. Moritz will discuss this later in the presentation, but it's good to recap right now. So the first thing is Q4 2024, the development of ACP accreditations, requirements, and procedures, and we had the development of UAE data dictionary. In the second, let's say, milestone was the Q2 2025 with the e-invoicing legislation. And upcoming is July 2026. We have the phase one go live in UAE. This is a phase transition under development. So these are the main timelines for B2B and B2G transactions. And so regarding e-invoicing in basically like the trade volume and VAT registration, a quick idea, there are over 1.5 million commercial licenses nationwide, and include free zones and mainland, as you know, and also covers micro enterprise and freelancer licenses. And also, according to the first half of 2024 reporting, 537,000 corporate tax registrations and 5,010,000 almost like VAT taxpayer registrations. Also, mandatory VAT registration is required if turnover exceeds AED. If turnover exceeded more than 3,075 dirham, Emirati dirham, in the previous 12 months. So, or if it is expected to exceed this threshold within the next 30 days. So I think we can go to the other slide.
As you can see here, the objectives go far beyond just VAT collection. So they are aiming for effectiveness during transparency, driving transparency, and improve audits, efficiency, optimizing core operations, and achieving a sustainable targets, and crucially, economic contribution. So utilizing big data to contribute to national growth. And you could say the bottom line is maximizing compliance and tackling the shadow economy. As you
exactly
in the image.
Yeah. Exactly. So that is real-time visibility in a massive change, Moritz. So from a government perspective, how directly does mandatory invoicing with this CTC model achieve those stated needs for efficiency and also transparency?
It addresses them like head on. Sorry, and it's surprisingly in a surprisingly good way. So we are effectively removing the massive time and cost losses associated with outdated paper-based or PDF processes, as many of you in the audience know. It's time-consuming, and so more crucially as well, the CTC mechanism gives the Federal Tax Authority, in short, the FTA, real-time oversight of transactions, and this isn't post-audit; it's a concurrent review, and that oversight drives automation, delivers huge cost savings for businesses, and is expected to push the VAT compliant rates well above the 99% mark. And it creates a kind of trust in the system.
Yeah, so that is the key takeaway for our audience. Trust is in the system, especially in global trade. Fantastic. So before also we dive into the technical specifics, we need to anchor ourselves in the legal foundations because they give the entire systems its structure and authority. Right, Moritz?
Yes, exactly. So the structure is built on clear regulatory mandates. So it's the backbone because it consists of two key decisions the Ministry of Finance did in 2025. One decision, it's 243, and this decision establishes the general rule of electronic invoicing and the what and why. And then do you also have another decision that's 244, and this is the crucial one for the implementers. So it outlines the implementation details, the technical requirements, and importantly, the phased rollout timeline.
Yeah. Also, it's important to mention that the Federal Tax Authority is the central governing body. So they are the ones who set the technical standard, the PINT AE standard, accredits the necessary service providers and police compliance through the audit of the real-time transaction detail data, TDD. So, yeah.
Yeah, and they function as both like the rule maker and the operational controller of this entire, like you could say, ecosystem. And this centralization ensures that consistent adoption across all Emirates, which is a major advantage for businesses operating nationwide. And yeah, what I could add is we already talked about this in the timeline of how the timeline is going to look. So this mandate covers essentially all VAT liable B2B businesses and B2G transactions. The UAE has adopted, as we showed, a clear phased approach, which gives everyone a runway. But as you know, runways come to an end sometime. And I have some. Could you share the image of the timeline again?
Yeah.
I think we have one of those.
1 second.
So yeah, but I can start. Anyways, yeah, there you can see it. Yeah, so we have a pilot phase that starts in July 2026, as you can see there in 2026 in Q3. Then that's the pilot phase. It's voluntary for large taxpayers and key government entities. And then we have a phase that's called mandatory 1 that starts in the 1st January 2027, where the revenue is above 50 million AD. And then we have also a mandatory 2 phase that's for July 1st, 2027. And that's also including companies that have a revenue below 50 million AD. And then the last mandatory, the third one, starts at October 1st, 2027. And that's then the remaining government entities and selected private groups implementation date.
Yeah, and also this timeline is highlights a critical point, which is Marit's companies, including especially those in mandatory phase 1, that is basically revenue, I think, above 50 million dirhams, need to start their analysis and vendor selection now. And yeah, so I think now we can also look at the implementation roadmap.
You have an image for
Share.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Okay, so as you can see in this roadmap, the first steps, first we need to understand the requirements. This is the most important ones. For example, for United Arab Emirates, for other countries, every country has their own regulations and rules. Secondly, we can also choose an accredited service provider. It must happen well before the mandatory testing phase in step 4. Early compliance isn't about avoiding penalties. It allows for more through, let's say, testing and much smoother integration with their existing ERP system and their current setups.
Yeah, and we often tell like our clients at Melasoft that early automation leads to a competitive advantage, faster cash flow, lower administrative burdens, and a strong first mover advantage in a newly compliant market. So at the end, if you're fast, it pays off.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's also right now shift the conversation to what is arguably the most strategic technical decision in the UAE made. So adopting Peppol. This choice impacts international trade directly. Why Peppol specifically, Moritz?
Yeah, I think you have also an image, but that I think I will share later. You can share later, already prepare. But yeah, it is an extremely calculated move. So Peppol provides a global interoperability by default. So for the UAE businesses, this means they can exchange like structured e-invoices easily with partners in Europe, Australia, Singapore, and other Peppol connected regions and companies. So it's like using a single and secure standard. And yeah, here you can see also the 5-corner model, which I will come to. Yeah, as it's an accredited access points, provide a secure and standardized data transfer that businesses can rely on, regardless of their partner's location. And it's a powerful move to cement the UAE as a global trading partner. And yeah, as you already shared the image, they are adapting a 5-corner structure or flow, you could say, where the FTA sits in a critical central position, which is this whole map is called a 5-corner model. And yeah, if you look at the diagram, you can clearly trace the flows. So we have the sender, which is in corner 1, initiating the invoice data. And then this data moves to the sender's ASP, which is the key service provider. And then the ASP handles the conversion to PINT AE, security, and the simultaneous transfer of the e-invoice to the receiver's ASP and the TDD to the FTA. And the receiver then processes the invoice in their system and then represented by the receiver. That's in the fourth corner. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this also means that the FTA sees a real-time summary of the transaction flow, the TD as it happens. And there is a huge step in it. So, yeah, my question I think my question is, how does this immediate visibility affect something like quarterly, let's say quarterly VAT declarations, and which are traditionally time consuming?
Yeah. So you could say it's like a total game changer. So it enables a future of pre-filled VAT returns for taxpayers, significantly reducing declaration errors and administrative effort. Since the FTA compares the declared VAT data with the TDD, already possesses. It also dramatically speeds up like legitimate processes, especially VAT refunds, which are major pain points if you look globally.
Yeah, I think we also need to talk about the Emirates local grammar as well, because we have been mentioning PINT AE, so which brings us actually to PINT AE, the local adaptation of the core Peppol standard. This is where UAE customizes the global standard for its specific VAT and also fiscal needs, right?
Yeah, that's true. And like the PINT AE is essentially the local grammar. So it mandates specific fields that are like critical for UAE tax law, and such as the full registration number of both parties, and specific reference codes for certain transactions. Critically, it's also defines exactly what information must be extracted to form the TDD summary sent to the FTA. So remember, as you're still sharing the diagram, the TDD is not the full invoice containing confidential product details. It is only the essential tax transaction data, and ensuring that the business confidentiality remains intact. So not all the data shared, just the ones for VAT.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think now we can also move to the something that is more important, that is the implementation flow, the security and compliance. Yeah, so let's make this real for our also technical audience. Mohammed, what does the flow look like once a company has adopted the new system?
Yeah, that process is very simple, pretty much. So you often started the first one, invoice creation. So the supplier generates the invoice data in their ERP system. And then on the second part, you have like the validation and conversion. So the supplier's accredited ASP validates the data against the PINT AE standard and then converts it into the mandated Peppol format. And then you have like the next step would be then digital signing and reporting. So the ASP digitally signs the invoice for non-reputation and simultaneously submits the TDD summary to the FTA. And then the next step is then delivery. The signed invoice is securely delivered across the Peppol network. And then on the last part, it's the integration. So the customer's ASP delivers the structured e-invoice directly into this receiver's ERP system. That's a bit how it works.
Yeah, so that last step is the major efficiency boost because the data is structured and the receiving side can utilize straight through processing. No more manual data entry or scanning, which saves a tremendous amount of time and eliminates human error. Yeah, so this is next moment. What do we have?
Sorry, my microphone was muted. Sorry. We should also look at the security, like behind it all, as security is very important nowadays. So as the system leverages a high standard of Peppol secure network protocols, which combined with the strict UAE data privacy rules, leads that all communication between access points is encrypted, so highly encrypted.
Yeah, exactly. This is exactly where the accreditation of service providers like Peppol is so important, because only accredited ASPs can access the network, ensuring a secure perimeter. Also, by only sending the TDD summary to the FTA, and not the full product line details. The system effectively protects sensitive trade secrets and also pricing strategies, which is highly important for global companies doing international trade. So next, I think we should also address the archiving requirements and localization. So I think this is the end of the transaction lifecycle archiving. What are the key roles here?
Yeah, so as many companies or all companies need to archive their invoices. So the companies must store the final validated e-invoice for a minimum of 5 years and often longer, depending on the transaction type, and specific commercial laws. But there's also one extremely important localization requirement that sets the UAE apart, and that's data sovereignty. So what that means is that the electronic invoice data must be stored on servers physically located inside the UAE. So this requirement supports the national data sovereignty and significantly simplifies any potential FTA inspections and audits.
Perfect. Now gonna go to the let's say advantages, the technical challenges, the penalties. So we've outlined the huge potential, but every major digitalization project, of course, has challenges. So what do you think are the key hurdles companies need to prepare for?
Yeah, as I work with some companies in Melasoft, there are always some problems and technical hurdles. I would say like the three main hurdles would be like the ERP integration. So customizing legacy ERP systems like SAP or Oracle to correctly like generate the highly specific PINT AE data structure. And this is like when you're an international company is often very complex. And then another thing that is also very, very important is master data accuracy. So what that means is that e-invoicing exposes poor master data quality instantly. So you need to ensure that the accurate VAT registration number, like the addresses and classifications codes, is a non-negotiable prerequisition in that sense. And on the third one, I think it's very important, is that like the process restructuring. So internal financial workflows need to be re-engineered, as it's a new digitalization, and it's especially very important for complex operations like cross-border VAT treatments and credit notes and like self-billing scenarios. You need to reimagine the whole thing, set up a new flow. And you don't always need to look at the bad side and what you need to do. You could also look at the benefits. And so when you have come over all these hurdles, you can see some benefits, like really important benefits, like what we have seen is like up to 70% cost reduction in invoice processing, significantly sustainability gains through instead of going with paper, and then full automation, like it's faster cash flow and on the recipient side as well. You have bad and good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the bad as well. I think the flip side is that non-compliance actually carries real consequences. It's not a bad, but it's how to avoid the penalties, actually how to avoid the real consequences. So penalties are sustainable, fines for transactions, errors or delays can reach tens of thousands of dirhams, and repeated or serious violations may trigger more comprehensive tax and legal action. So the FTA means business, basically. So as we wrap up, I think it's clear that e-invoicing system is not just another IT update. It's fundamentally shapes the UAE's economic future and significantly strengthens its international trade connections by integrating it with a global standard like Peppol.
And what I could add is like, yeah, it's mandatory as well. So you need to implement it the coming years, or the next year, you could say. And yeah, good summary as well. So yeah, what I could add is that, like, if you want to succeed, your company must respect the timeline, especially the January 2027 deadline, which is like, you need to choose a reputable and accredited ASP that understands the 5-corner model, and then ensure master data is of the highest quality, and then early preparation is the safest and the most cost-effective approach. Don't wait until the last month. Start now, and yeah.
Exactly, and this is exactly why we're here. So at Melasoft, Melasoft steps in, we offer full stack solutions for UAE and other countries, but now we're talking about Emirates. So for UAE, e-invoicing, end-to-end PINT AE integration, accredited Peppol access services, and also compliant TDD reporting. Yeah, our team is ready to guide you through the process, from initial gap analysis to final go live. You can reach out through the comments below or directly via our website. Moritz, thank you for sharing your expertise today.
My pleasure, Mohammed. And on melasoft.com, you can find also our booking links for me and you, I believe. So you can find us there, book in a meeting. So can we assist you further?
Exactly. So yeah, goodbye for now. We look forward
Thank
to
you.
see compliant and automated.
Yeah, super. Thank you so much for watching as well, everybody in the audience. And yeah, see you on my inbox. Great.